Damn it, I had it set up so well. Hello and welcome to COVID on the couch. I have COVID, sort of, maybe. Honestly, we don't really know. I've tested negative 4 times, but I got directly exposed for like an hour and a half with this one girl at work, and then the next day started having symptoms, and like I have all the symptoms. Like, I mean, I can taste, but yesterday I couldn't smell. Anyway, and then I got like the aches and chills and fever and stuffy nose, and now I have cough and all that shit. It's starting to get better. Anyway, today I'm drinking, I think it's fennel tea because it's all that I had left. I don't have any more like throat coat or anything. So anyway, what are we gonna talk about? Oh yeah, so life updates. I know you guys have really been missing my content. I'm really sorry that I haven't posted in like 2 years. Please forgive me. To be honest, I've been hanging out with people for 2 years and haven't felt the need to post on YouTube, but now I'm lonely again because I have COVID, maybe. So I'm making another video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh yes, I also have these little falafel bites that I got at, I think, Natural Pantry in Anchorage, and they're really, really good. I was so surprised. I did not think they would be good, but they're actually really, really good, and I've been snacking on those all day. I am feeling better today, which I think I said before, but anyway. Oh yeah, so this is a cool shirt I have. It says, "Code this." There's a dude in a chair looking at the TV, and a heart is popping out of him. There's a spider above it. It says, "Code this." I don't understand what it means, but I got it at some secondhand store, and it's hilarious to me. Life updates. So, I moved to Alaska. I live in a small town now. I moved just about 2 years ago. And then I moved to this small town for last summer, and then came back in February. I'm here now forever, maybe. I love it here. It's great. I found a career path. I'm gonna be a special ed teacher. I'm getting my master's for that. I have a dog now. His name is Melvin. He's very sweet. He gets along great with my cat, who I've had for almost 3 years. Wow, that's kind of a long time. That's cute. And anyway, I live in a dry cabin. It's cute, does the trick. Not ideal for when you're sick because you can't really, shower or anything. I got to go to a friend's house while they were at work today and shower, which was really nice. It made me feel a lot better. I was feeling really icky before that. But yeah, let's start with my move to Alaska. It was very random, last minute decision. I think I decided like 3 weeks before I moved, something like that. And I was supposed to move back to Portland for school, and I was like, like my closest friends were all gonna live together, and I was gonna live with one other of my good friends. And those ones who were gonna live together, one of them had a job that was like she had to be really careful about COVID, so I wouldn't really be able to hang out with them except for outside and like with a mask on and everything. And I was like, and I wouldn't be able to do anything in Portland either, like none of the fun city stuff that I liked about Portland. So I was like, I'm gonna have to pay like upwards of $1,000 a month to be in the city. I don't get to do anything that I want to do there. What's an alternative? And I was like, Alaska's always seemed kind of cool. Let's move up there. So I had one friend in Anchorage, and she rents a place. Like, she has a rental house, and I asked her if anyone was in there right now, and she was like, yeah, there are people in there, but you can come live with me for a little while. So I lived with her and her family. I ended up being kind of a while. I was there for like 9 months, pretty much the entirety of a school year. And I worked at I worked at Moose's Tooth in Anchorage, which was nice because I got free pizza, but not nice because the environment is like, I just don't really love, like, well, that's not true. I work in a food truck right now, and I like it a lot, but I didn't like the vibe. The vibe was not good. The people were Anyway, just not for me, not for me. So I quit that job like pretty quickly. I think I worked there for like 3 months, maybe less. And then I had just graduated college in December, so I quit right when I graduated. And then in January, I started substitute teaching at a school, at a middle school, in a special ed classroom. And at first, I was super nervous. I was like, I don't know what it's gonna be like. I've never worked with special ed kids before, like at all. I have no experience, and like I didn't know like what special ed was at all. I imagined like kids with like severe needs, like with like Down syndrome or like in a wheelchair, stuff like that. And I had no idea that there were like other levels, which is crazy to me that I didn't know that. Like, how did I not know that? It seems like such a basic thing now, but I think like we just don't really get the education on that. They're like, people with disabilities are totally like put away from our society, and it's really fucked up. I think it all comes back to capitalism, but anyway. So I was working in the special ed classroom. I loved it. It was super fun. It was, the teachers were great that I worked with. The students were awesome. I loved them. So at the end, like, pretty quickly actually into it, the teachers were like, hey, you should, like, consider this as a career. You're really good at it. And I was like, yeah, like, it's fun. We'll see. Didn't think much of it. And then, maybe like a month into it, I was like, I actually do really like this, and I do seem to be pretty good at it. Maybe I should think about it more. So, thought about it more, kind of started looking into programs, and then by the end of the school year, I had applied to University of Alaska Fairbanks, and I like was full on ready to go do grad school, which is crazy because I didn't want to do grad school, and I'm like kicking myself for that because grad school fucking sucks, man. I hate it. And I knew I would, but I did it anyway. And anyway, it was, yeah, it's tough. But I got in, obviously, because I'm in grad school right now. And I had to study last summer, like all summer long for the praxis exam, which some girl told me was really hard and that she like failed it a couple times. So I was like super nervous about it, and then I took it, and it was pretty easy. I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know why I studied all that time, but probably good that I studied. Anyway, so I did that, got in, started in the fall when I moved back to Anchorage, and, oh yeah, that was also really tough last summer because I was living in a dry cabin, but it was off-grid, like I had no electricity either, so like studying for that and like getting everything set up for school was kind of a hassle. Luckily, I was, like, nannying for these people who had Wi-Fi and electricity, so I would go to their house. It was so funny. I'd be, like, so, like, slovenly and nasty. Like, last summer I turned 21, and I turned 21 in April, but I was experiencing, like, the life of a 21-year-old in a small town with, like, a bunch of seasonal workers, and, like, I would just go out, like, all the time. And that was hard on my body, it was tough, but it was fun. It was fun to, like, get to know the people here, and, yeah, the music in this town is fucking awesome. So, I, excuse me, hang on. Okay. The goal is to not have a coughing fit during this video. Anyway, so I would wake up in the morning like 10 minutes before I had to be at this place, and it was 5 minutes from where I lived, so it wasn't that bad. But I would roll out of bed, grab some clothes, grab my like toiletry bag, and walk out the door, and I was like so just like hungover and gross like all the time. And I get to their house, and they would like leave, and I would like try to kind of hide my face and like hide my hideousness. Excuse me. And then they'd leave, and then I'd like brush my teeth, and I'd change my clothes, and I'd get ready for the day. But it was so funny to me that I would like use all of their facilities like all the time, and I don't think they really realized that I think they knew that I was using it because I like would mention that I was gonna take a shower or something like that, but like I don't think they realized I was using them like every single day to like not look so gross and not be so nasty. Anyway, so that was really nice to have that job. And then, yeah, I moved back to Anchorage in August, I guess. Yeah, August. Um, and pretty quickly realized that was like a bad move. And I loved my job. I was back at that same school. I worked there from January until like January 2021 until February 2022, I guess. Yeah, maybe even later because I think I came back and worked a little bit more just for like a week or so in April, I think, or maybe it was May. Anyway, um so I pretty quickly realized that Anchorage was like not the spot for me. I should fucking get out of there. So I was trying from, I'd say like probably November on to find housing in this town that I'm in right now. It was a fucking, it was tough. It was tough. Finding housing here, it was really hard. Um, and I'm like decently, I would say decently well connected in this town. I know a lot of people. And like, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything. I mean, they have this Facebook group that you can post on and like find housing and like sell your shit, buy other shit. I posted on there and like I got one response that was for like a town that's like an hour away. I was like, well, that's not fucking helpful. Like, no. So yeah, I couldn't find anything. And then finally, these people that I'm working for this summer who own a business downtown, they were like, oh, you can actually move into our cabin, our dry cabin if you want, but it's like, it's dry. The heater doesn't really work. And mind you, this is February, so like heater's gotta fucking work. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So I move in and I try to like, the heater, yeah, it does not work. It ends up like leaking fuel all over the place or oil or whatever it takes. And it was so stinky in here for a little bit. It was really gross. I ended up getting the stink out, which was good. But it was like, yeah, it was nasty. And then I had this like giant red ladder in the middle of the whole place that took up so much space. And now I have like a homemade ladder that is much better. But it's just one room in the loft. And it fits all my stuff pretty well. Like I've got shit outside too, like my gear. But inside it fits everything it needs to fit, which is great. But yeah, it was the first couple months it was really, really cold. Like every single day, all day long, because I had this little space heater and it didn't really work super well. So I was just always in like big sweaters and still kind of chilly. Like I should have just kept my coat on, but I was thinking about like not wearing my coat inside. I really don't like to do that. Like I don't know why. It makes me feel like not at home or cozy. It's weird. Anyway, so then I've been here since February. I've been having an awesome time. It's a really fun place to live. I have a lot of good friends here. My best friend from Washington came and visited me twice, which was awesome. She hadn't been to Alaska before then, so that was super cool. I'm really glad that she got to visit while I lived here in this town. And I think that my biggest thing that I love about Alaska is how much it's changed me. Like, when I lived in Portland, I was very city girl, and I would, go to, like, art gallery openings, and I would I'd go, like, window shopping all the time for fun, which, like, it's fun, but, like, it doesn't, like, feed me, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't good for me, I don't think. And, like, what I grew up doing was, like, going hiking, going outside, and that's, like, that feels good to me, and those things in the city were fun. A timer just went off because I have class in a couple minutes. Yeah. But those things in the city were fun, but they're not supposed to, for me at least, they're not supposed to be an always thing. They're like a once every month, once every couple months, couple times a year kind of thing. So now that I've been in Alaska for a couple years now-ish, like my thing that I do for fun is go outside and like in the winters up here are so fun. Oh my God. Like Washington winters suck. it was always, you know, rainy every single day and just like dreary and sad. And here it's like, yeah, it's dark, but you can ski every single day, which I do almost every single day, and it's so nice. And just like cross country skiing. Like I love downhill skiing, but cross country skiing is like a daily activity, and then downhill skiing is like a weekend activity, or backcountry skiing. Like it's awesome. And like I have gotten really into like stand up paddle boarding on the rivers. Like that's super fun in the summertime. And like I got into trail running, and I will say I haven't really done it this summer, but I want to do it more. I just haven't gotten in the mindset for it at the moment. But we're working on it. And then like yeah, there's just so much more to do that makes me feel good. And I really love being here and getting to do all that kind of stuff, and it rocks. And yeah, I just am a huge fan of this place, and I'm really happy that I moved here. And I was kind of considering moving to Juneau a little bit ago, and then I decided that I don't want to, because my friend who was visiting, she was like, so are you done with like this town that you're in now? I'm like, I love this town. What are you talking about? She goes, well, like, why would you leave if you love it? I'm like, God, yeah, why would I leave? You're so right. So I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna be here. And she's like, once you're sick of it, then you leave. I'm like, yeah, but I honestly don't think I'll be sick of it. Like, seeing the mountains every single day when I drive into town is like the most magical thing in the world. And it reminds me of home in a lot of ways, because I used to look at Mount Rainier every day, and now I get to like stare at Denali every day, and it's beautiful and wonderful and amazing. And I love that. And I love this place. And I'm like getting my pilot's license, so it's gonna like open up the whole state for me, which is so cool and so fun. And yeah, I feel like I'm really thriving in Alaska, despite having COVID supposedly at this moment. But, you know, even that, we're on the up and up, everything's fine. So yeah, that is my life update. I'm sorry that I haven't been around for you guys for 2 years. I know you guys really have missed me a lot. But I'll see you maybe again in another 2 years or something like that. We'll see how long my lonely stint lasts. Probably not super long because my quarantine's almost over. But maybe, I don't know. Anyway, peace out. See you guys later.